I would love to go back to your childhood before Dance Moms. So talk to us about what your family dynamic was before Dance Moms even came about.
It's honestly really hard to kind of go back and remember everything just because I was so young. But my family dynamic was kind of complicated just because my mom and my dad, from what I can remember, were going through a divorce very, very young. I think I was around 4 years old. And it was just my sister and I in the house. But I think when I turned 5 is when we moved out of my dad's house and moved into just like a random home, just the three of us. So
And what was that like? Do you even remember at 4 and 5 years old?
I don't fully remember, but I remember that it was a very hard time because I was such a daddy's girl when I was younger. So I think it was definitely more difficult for me than it was for my sister, for sure.
I have a 3-year-old and I sometimes look at her and I'm like, is she going to remember this period? And I could never figure it out because I can't remember being 3.
They
Right.
probably just remember like feelings and emotions, like not specific things.
Totally. I remember core memories, like just important memories when I was younger.
So when you moved in with your mom and your sister and your dad was away, was that easy? Was it difficult?
It was hard because I still didn't really understand what was going on. Just because when you're 4, like you don't understand divorce. And all I just remember was just my dad not being there and it was just really strange and I didn't see him that much. So
And what about your sister? Are you close at this point?
my sister and I are best friends, yes. But she was the one that would like constantly get me ready for school when I was younger and like when my mom was at work, she would pour my cereal for me and like my sister she's always mentally been way older than she is. Like she seriously was like my second mom. It was really awesome.
What's the gap in age?
We're 20 months apart.
Oh, wow. Close. Oh, super close.
Very, very close.
And is she still like that today?
Yes. Even more now than she was before.
So at what point do you start really getting into dance?
We both started dancing when we were 2 years old. Very, very young.
Because of your mom or your dad?
My dad actually went to college with my dance teacher. So we kind of decided to go to dance because of how he knew her. And also my mom just like loved how we looked in a tutu. So of course.
Do I need to get my daughter into dance immediately?
Yes.
I took her to dance class and she like was off in the corner doing her own dance. Like
I
not
love
the
that.
dance, not the dance. No, I loved it. I loved it too. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
She's off in the corner making up her own thing. Like I don't even know what she was doing. She might not have even been dancing.
She gets that from me. That's what I used to do in school. I would just kind of be off in the corner doing my own thing.
Were you
Me
guys
too.
taking dance really seriously when you were really little, or was it something that sort of evolved?
It kind of evolves. I mean, when you're like 2, of course, you've seen like you kind of just like don't really learn anything. It's more just fun. And we started with like tap and acro. So we would just like have little tap shoes and we had so much fun. But Maddie took it very, very seriously when she was around like 6. I never fully took dance seriously. I feel like it was more of, all of my friends were there. I was homeschooled for most of my life. So that was like my main.
Oh, what's that like? I want to talk about that actually.
It's a hard question because I loved being homeschooled. I mean, my sister was like my only classmate and we got to go in our PJs and like go at any time. And, my stepdad was like my teacher. So it was like it was very nice to have like a teacher that like kind of helps you through everything. But I did miss out on, all the school things like football games, homecoming.
But were you able to go be social at those kind of events, or because you're homeschooled, you're not able to go?
You are able to go if of course you have friends there. So I attended some football games, but it wasn't the full experience, and most people would be like, why is she here? Like, who is this person?
From an education standpoint, do you feel like you got a proper education, or do you feel
Definitely.
like, yeah, because I think like there's a lot of people are debating the homeschool route these days, where I feel like back when you did it, it was still a little, I mean, we all started being homeschooled way back in the day, and then everyone started going to school, but this is becoming more popular now. A lot of parents are talking about this, especially because people are trying to figure out school choice and what curriculum they want for their kids to learn. But I always wonder, like, one, the social aspect, if you feel you got it, and 2, like from an education standpoint, if you feel you got maybe a better education, or...
we went to school till I was in 3rd grade. So, but we actually got kicked out of school because we missed so many days of school because of dance. Because dance kind of consumes your whole entire life. So we got kicked out of school. Then we did homeschool, but we started online, which was the easiest thing ever. Like, I swear I cheated through the whole 4th grade. Like, it was so simple. And I just felt like I wasn't learning anything. And my stepdad, like, I'm very lucky. He was retired. So he started teaching us, and he was so smart, and he really helped me. And it's kind of nice, like, knowing your teacher on that kind of level. And yeah, I feel like I got a better education. I did like 2 grades in 1 year. Like,
you get like a ton of personal attention.
Yes,
right?
of course. It's so nice, like, having that like hands-on attention for
and
sure.
I guess you can like kind of pick the curriculum to follow. What do? They just go through what I guess the required curriculums are to get credits, right? Because you still get credits to go to college if you want, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I did everything that I would be doing in school. So I did textbooks. I did all of the textbooks I would be doing in school.
No, I think honestly, we're parents, and I think especially now with school safety and all sorts, like, people really like question where they want to put their kids.
Absolutely.
It's like kind of scary times when a kid's in school.
I am very lucky, honestly, that I didn't go to school, because I would be terrified for sure.
So there's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons.
Okay. At what point does the Dance Moms producer approach you or your mom? How does that even work?
It's honestly really funny, but basically the dance world on the East Coast is like pretty huge and take it very, very seriously. There's crazy moms everywhere on the East Coast. So they went around to a bunch of different studios. They wanted to create a show on, dancing, but it was supposed to be a documentary. So they went around with a bunch of studios, and our moms were the craziest. So they went with our studio, and they interviewed everyone at our studio. They picked us. We were super excited because we thought it was just going to be a docuseries. And then the first episode we were filming ended up, there was a fight between 2 moms, and so they made it into a reality show that day.